Add me to the stream. There we go. Y'all know that every single week, me and technology, we seem to do okay, but not always. So, welcome everybody to Sex, Love, and Marriage. I am your host, your favorite life coach and certified clinical sexologist, Coach K, here with another amazing topic on Sex, Love, and Marriage. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream live here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Clubhouse. If there is a platform that you are on and it seems like the connectivity is not amazing, Instagram is typically the best platform where you will not lose my connection. The rest of them can be a little shaky. So let's dive into it. This week, we are talking about staying in a marriage for financial stability, or as I put in most of the titles that you all saw, marriage for money. Now, it's very on purpose to not put married for money versus marriage for money. Now, before I go too far in, I just want to remind you guys that we have a whole bunch of things going on over here at Love and Intimacy 101, as well as Date Night RVA, the very first and only dating social club for couples here in the Richmond, Virginia area. We are here for couples in Richmond and surrounding areas. If you are in a 4-hour driving distance from Richmond, you need to be a part of Date Night RVA. Head over to datenighrva.net, get your membership. And to kick things off, because this does kick off in June, I am giving away 5 memberships because I'm super excited about it and I want everyone to be a part of it. Only 5 memberships will be given away. So if you go over to datenighrva.net, you go to enroll and you use the code NEWJUNE, you will be one of the ones that will get your membership for June absolutely free. I also don't want you to forget about the kickoff and launch party on June 11th. So you can ask me about that later. Let's talk about this topic right here, marriage for money. Now, a little while ago, I don't remember specifically the date, I did a room and we talked about, does money equal power in the marriage? And of course, for the overwhelming responses was, well, yeah, it does. It also depends on how you look at the word power, right? Oh, guys, don't forget, feel free to tag someone who you feel like could benefit from this conversation or gain insight to this conversation. Feel free to drop any questions or comments that you have in the chat so we can talk about it. Why? Because I am not here to be right. I am simply here to be heard and get the conversation started. So when we think about our commitment and going into a marriage is when 2 individual people have decided to come together to form a union. And typically we think of that as a lasting union. While we want to think of every single partnership as just that, an equal partnership, sometimes there will become the instance where one partner may be a little more productive in certain ways than another. Every strength that someone may have could, offset maybe a lesser strength or weakness in their partner. And sometimes that's how we come together. We think about it as a puzzle. We need those connecting pieces to come together to form the entire picture. Well, sometimes when things get a little lopsided and one partner may be more financially stable than another. Hey, thank you for joining me here on Instagram. Hello, Ronan Jackson. You may feel, or one of the parties may feel like, even if they're not necessarily happy or the marriage may not be thriving, they may feel like, well, I have to stay in this marriage because the finances are all of the other person. You have to be extremely cautious and careful when it comes to staying in a marriage or any relationship where it's only dependent on financial reasons. Now, let me preface that by saying this. If there is a firm agreement that this marriage is for financial benefits, then so be it. Both parties understand, both parties have talked about it. It is just truly set, and that's what it is. We're here for a financial gain or for financial benefit. However, in this case, I'm speaking about those times where there's someone who would that wants to leave the marriage or relationship, but they feel as though they cannot because they may not be financially stable, and so they stay regardless of how they're being treated. I want to say to someone who may be in that place where they may feel defeated, where they may feel like I have to be here because the other party supports me financially. I want you to really sit down, take a couple deep breaths, stand up, step back, and look at it from a 50-foot view. Think about, what is it that I can do that can get me into a financial place where I'm able to go and be somewhere where I feel safe and comfortable. Now, there may be times where you stay just because I'm used to living a certain lifestyle. And so I want to maintain this lifestyle because there are people that are watching. And in the meantime, you're allowing yourself to be beat down internally. And that's not to say that that partner is maliciously or on purpose being mean, nasty, abusive to you. I'm just speaking in terms of you're diminishing yourself as who you are simply to maintain a specific lifestyle. That relationship with yourself will not last in the long run. Staying in a relationship or in a marriage simply for financial stability, where you're not reaping any other benefits. And the benefits I'm talking about is love, respect, care, encouragement, mental stability, spiritual stability. I'm talking about in terms of that. If you are literally in a marriage or a relationship that is strictly for financial benefit, that can damage you personally in the long run. You almost put yourself in a place of, I have placed a dollar value on my overall being and self-worth. If you are in that place and you have a plan to get yourself out of that place, I want you to at least take the time to do some self-care, making sure that you stay on a healthy healing path of self so that you do not neglect all of the other benefits of this relationship. And when I say benefits, again, I mean respect, care, love, encouragement. I'm not talking about any other benefits other than that. I want you to be able to focus on those things for yourself so that while you're maintaining this financial stability, you're not allowing the rest of it to diminish. What we don't realize with ourselves is we become so reliant on a thing, because money is a thing. It's a tangible thing that we become reliant on, that we make it our focus and purpose, while sometimes allowing other pieces that we need to thrive as human beings to fall. I'm not saying that you should just jump ship, hurry up and jump out of it because oh my gosh, I'm going to, diminish myself in the long run. I do want you to have a plan. I do want you to understand that maintaining a image or lifestyle does not become a realistic way of living that won't hurt you because you're focused on this thing versus your well-being. There are many marriages that are just, and I know most of you in my age range, or close to my age range, have heard it's cheaper to keep her. So instead of going through the rigmarole of splitting up, breaking up, divorce, separation, and having to pay, maybe child support, alimony, or whatever have you, you just stay together because the finance part doesn't get wavered or shaken when emotionally you're paying for it. So if you have found that you're in this space of, I'm just here for the money, I'm here to stay financially fit, I'm here to still make sure I maintain this certain image and lifestyle, I can still go into these extravagant parties and live the life. Check on your mental well-being. Check on your personal well-being. Check on where your heart is. Check on your physical well-being. Because here's the thing, your mental state, your emotional state, and sometimes your spiritual state can absolutely break down your physical being. If you run this race of being in this marriage or relationship strictly based on the financial stability, if you notice that you're starting to get sick a lot, you're starting to get these aches and pains that you may not have normally gotten, and maybe you don't pay attention to it enough. But if you find that you're in that space, I want you to just kind of look back on where the aches and pains began, where the sicknesses began. If you find that you're in a state of, I more often than not just want to be in the bed, I just want to lay down, I just want to, I'm just giving myself rest. I want you to just be aware of the amount of rest that you're giving yourself, that it's not you going into a depressive mode. And let me go ahead and say, I am not a licensed therapist. I cannot, will not, and do not claim to diagnose anyone. Hear that. But if you feel like you're getting into that the blues, that down place, and sometimes this can come about right after you have children. You may feel like, okay, I have this child or I have these children, and it's my job to ensure that financially they're okay. And so I need to just stick this out for the kids. And if you check back on any one of my past videos that I've done where I talked about, hey, just leave, the kids will be okay, you'll know my stance and kind of the realm that I talk about in that place. If you're not in that marriage or in that relationship for more than just one aspect, and that's financial stability, you need to look at that entire relationship. Yes, your marriage and your relationship, you're going to hit those ups and downs. You're going to have those rocky roads. If you find yourself in that place of more downs and ups, if you're staying more in the valleys than the hills, you got to reevaluate the entire situation. And reevaluating the entire situation does not mean the outcome has to be I leave. Every outcome and every time that there is a strife in a relationship or marriage does not equate to, hey, just leave it. Now, I'm not saying that. Even if you found that you're in this place of, I'm here just for the financial stability, even in that place, reevaluate and see, How do we possibly get back to a place where we're in this for more than just the finances, where we can add back in the love, the care, the respect? Or are we truly at the end of this rope and road where it's only financial and we need to make an exit plan so that emotionally, mentally, and physically, we don't hurt each other? Is it okay for someone to stay in a relationship for financial purposes? That's not my judgment to make. That is not my call to make. If that is what you truly need to do in order to maintain a better mental place for you and just a comfort level, then by all means, go for it. If you have found that doing this, staying in this relationship or marriage strictly for finances has drained you to a point where you don't recognize yourself anymore, I do encourage you to reevaluate that situation. There is a such thing as financial abuse. There are instances where one spouse or one partner will use finances as a weapon against the other. They will give an allowance. They will make sure they don't have access to bank accounts. They will hide financial decisions. They will not put them on large financial investments. So if you're finding that this is become a financial abusive situation, I encourage you to absolutely seek help. If there is anyone who is watching now or will be watching the replay, first hashtag replay, if you are someone that is in this realm to help someone who may be in a financially abusive situation, put your contact information there so that people can reach out. Again, the purpose of these videos and these talks, it's not for me to be right, it's truly to be heard and get these conversations started. Sometimes we might not even be aware that we're sitting in the middle of something that could be dangerous to us in the long run because we're used to it. And I'm not talking about used to it in just from this particular relationship. This could be something that was passed down from your parents or maybe your grandparents or aunts or uncles that you've seen. Maybe you've seen where family members have stayed in a relationship, and as children, you don't know, as children, you're supposed to be in your room, but you hear everything because you're nosy, you're sneaking all up in the hallway, you're listening to what the grown folks talking about, and you hear the aunt talking about, oh, I'm just here, I'm just with them for the money, and I got, 3 other men over here, or him saying, she pays for everything, so I'm gonna let her handle everything, and I got these chicks over here on the side. We hear things like that, and that's something that could become a comfort zone for us. And so we think, hey, this is healthy living. But what we didn't hear or what we don't know in those instances is how they're mentally, emotionally living inside of that place of, I'm just here for the finances. Money is not the end all be all of everything. And when I say that, this is what I mean. If that means that you have to cut back on getting your hair done once a week and maybe do it in a salon once a month and you do it the other 3 weeks, if that means that I don't eat out every day at lunchtime, I cook and I have leftovers, if that means I reach out to a financial advisor or someone that can help me create a budget where I can live in a different set of means until I get to the place where I can become financially stable on my own, then do that. Yes, it can be difficult. Yes, it can be hard. You're used to living a certain way, and now you got to kind of start all over. But that also comes with, while in that marriage and in that relationship, ensuring that you're present at all times as yourself. Of course, that's a conversation in room for another day. But in the very beginning, I talked about what a marriage is. It's two individual people who've come together that have made a choice to commit. And we look at it for the long run. We cannot remember to stay those individual people of support for each other. Think about the puzzle pieces. Those two puzzle pieces come together to form the bigger picture. If you check a couple weeks back, I talk about the interdependency in a marriage. You want to be very careful with how you are showing up in your marriage so that you're not getting to that place of potential financial abuse. And if you are in that place, I do encourage you to reach out for help. Any time that you feel like you're in an abusive situation or you are in a depressive situation, I encourage you to seek guidance from a licensed professional to ensure that that is the case. And then you move forward with treatment from there. If you've ever been in a relationship and you said, hey, I want to get a part-time job just to have a little bit of finances and money for myself, and your partner's like, absolutely not, look into that. That could be signs of potential financial abuse. And sometimes it's just your partner saying, hey, I got you. I want to take care of you. I don't want to see you work. Because there's a difference in someone just saying, nope, because I say so, versus I really do just want to take care of you. But if you want to go ahead, that's fine. That money would just be your play money. There's a big difference in that. So we are coming up on 24 minutes after the hour. And you guys know that I don't like to keep you here too long. Because again, these conversations are literally just to be heard and get the conversation started at home, should you need to. If there's anyone that you're close to, or you yourself that find yourself in this situation, definitely reach out for help. If you're unsure, you can reach out to me and I'll try to get you in touch with someone that can work with you. If you and your partner are just in a place where we just need to reevaluate and work on our communication so that we can get back to a better place in our marriage, you can reach out to me. I work with couples with that communication piece, growing that intimacy, getting to that place where finance is one of the many reasons why we're together. I also encourage you, as I told you at the beginning of the video, to check out Date Night RVA. Go to datenighrva.net. And the reason why I talk about this so much and I push this so much is because in your marriage and in your relationship, the dating phase cannot end. In your dating phase is when you learn the most about each other. And in a marriage, you should always be a proponent of lifelong learning so that we're always learning each other. With Date Night RVA, we give you 2 fully executed dates, different activities that you get to see your partner in different environments. You get to open up new conversations with each other. We do weekly couples yoga, a reconnection with each other. We do a couples mixer so that you can engage with other couples and have these stimulating conversations, some of which we don't always want to have, but we need to. That's what it's all about. So definitely head on over to datenighrva.net. Get your free membership. 5 memberships are being given away for free if you use the code NEWJUNE at datenightrva.net. So I thank you guys for joining me, your favorite life coach and certified clinical sexologist, Coach K. You can find me on all of my social media platforms at Coach K101, COACHKAY 101. And I will be right back here on next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to be talking about overcoming single parent syndrome. Yes, we're going to talk about how you can come out of that mode of single parentness to build healthy relationships with other people. If you ever have a topic that you want to hear about, send it to me. You can email it to me at info@loveandintimacy101.com. You can text it to me at 804-967-4551, or you can send it to me in the messenger of whatever platform that you're listening to right now. Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Feel free to join any of my groups here on Facebook. You have Sex, Love, and Marriage. You have Date Night RVA. And for the ladies, we have Own Your Ish Sis, which, by the way, ladies, the Own Your Ish Sis Ladies Retreat is coming up in October. You just missed the 2021 rates. So if you don't want the rates to go up anymore, you might want to snag your seat now. You can pay your deposit now, and payment arrangements will be made from there. I am only taking 10 women. We are going to be growing ourselves with a whole host of fun things. So definitely Own Your Ish Sis Ladies Retreat is coming up in October. Pay your deposit now so that you can secure your space. Only 10 women. We're going to be in beautiful Williamsburg, Virginia. I cannot wait. We just finished doing the couples retreat. That was amazing. To learn more about the Own Your Ish Sis Ladies Retreat, reach out to me. Fellas, if you are listening and you want to get your lady a gift, get her that seat at the Own Your Ish Sis Ladies Retreat. She's going to grow a lot there. You all have an amazing evening. And I will catch you back here on next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody.